I have a plethora of fan translations from Project Retro Games, and these are PlayStation games. They only work on a modified PlayStation console, and there's online instructions. You can find out how to do that on your own. But here you go. This is the Resident Evil Demake collection, and it's pretty awesome. There's 3 Demakes part of the series. This is the Resident Evil 4 Mercenaries Demake. Next up, you have the N64 Demake. All of these come with full color manuals and professionally done discs. I'm going to show you that in a second, but looks fantastic. And there's more information about these online. I'm really just focusing mostly on what the physical releases look like. These specific versions of Demakes are exclusive to Project Retro Games, and they offer a wide variety of collectibles for not only just PlayStation, Sega CD, Sega Saturn, and a whole lot more. Neo Geo, and I did another video showcasing some of their products. I'll put a link in that below where you can check it out. But yeah, these are pretty neat. These Demakes, these are, fans have put these together. And I know there's a lot of Resident Evil fans out there. It's hard to believe, PlayStation 1 is a timeless classic, and it came out a long time ago, and a lot of people grew up with the PlayStation games, and maybe you want to play something different. Well, here are some Demakes you may want to check out. In the comments below, let me know if you've heard of these. You also have this Resident Evil 0 in long box form. Again, this and many other items are available on Project Retro Games website. And this remake is a bit special as it's actually a mod based on the original version of Resident Evil 2. Although the creators have not fully adapted the game to the PSX style, it can reproduce a lot of the claustrophobic areas, including the train from where the game starts. And the authors were inspired to create this Demake in the original project of Resident Evil 0. And so nice full color manuals. It really gives a little bit of information about the game, controls, and I want to remind people that these only work with a modified PlayStation 1. You cannot play these on a standard console. These are fan-made games and translations. So enjoy, and this is just something a little extra for people that want to collect something different. Well, maybe you are a role-playing fan and there's Tales of Phantasia, and this is an amazing RPG with a long history. This was first released on Super Famicom and then was later offered on other platforms, including PlayStation over in Japan, Game Boy Advance, even iOS. Now, there is US versions of this game for Game Boy Advance and iOS, I do believe, but it was never offered on PlayStation. Well, here it is. It's fully translated. This is a fantastic RPG, and there were so many amazing RPGs that came out, especially in the 90s. Those traditional RPGs that many people adore and love to play on original PlayStation. So offering this, there's only 200 copies of this being produced, and this is a fan translation. So enjoy it, and you can check it out for yourself. Project Retro Games offers a wide variety of translations, things that we never got here in the States. Policenauts Translation, limited to 100, includes a poster, just high quality here. You can check out the disc art there. They have black backings, so this isn't just some cheap job. These are well done, and especially for fans of these types of translations, Policenauts is a timeless classic that we never got here in the States. And so Policenauts is set in the mid-21st century and follows Jonathan Ingram, an astronaut recently recovered floating in space in cryosleep after an accident at a space colony sent him drifting into space for 24 years. Now he's a detective in Los Angeles. Ingram travels back to the colony to investigate the murder of his ex-wife and her husband's disappearance. Policenauts is a graphic adventure game with a point-and-click interface. It also has been called a visual novel. Those types of games are very popular now. Also known as an interactive movie. The player moves a cursor freely across the screen to click on objects to examine them. Or maybe you are a fan of Clock Tower. And Clock Tower, the First Sphere, was first released on Super Famicom, and it actually was never officially released outside of the US. That is going to change though. WayForward is offering this on modern consoles on Windows, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, but it's not offered on original PlayStation in the US. So here you go, and you get a cool long box version of this. Clock Tower is a survival horror point and click adventure game, 2D graphics. You control a cursor to direct the main character, Jennifer Simpson, and give commands such as investigating objects or opening doors. You can walk and run, although running will reduce her stamina. And pretty fun game if you haven't checked it out and are a Clock Tower fan. You can check this out on multiple platforms. The modern version is coming October 31st on Halloween from WayForward. Another option if people want to go the modern platform route. You also can consider getting the Clock Tower Collection. Now, both of these were offered in the States. This does include the Clock Tower 2 Ghost Head Hack Edition, which kind of includes a lot of the Japanese versions of games, but you can play in English. Pretty awesome. And so, for people out there that want to collect something different, these do not work on original PlayStation, as mentioned before. I think it's important that you know that. But, the original PlayStation versions are super expensive and out of print. And, they're hundreds of dollars. And so for people that want to get something cool to put on a shelf, or you're a Clock Tower fan, you may want to consider this. The physical releases of these in long box format are amazing and well done. And you can check them out. And if you just want to play the games, you can do that. Hey, this is just kind of a cool collectible. But, Clock Tower, the 1996 version for PlayStation, is a classic. It was well received. It was like a 3D update with a different story, the return of Scissorhead. And so Clock Tower was really important. And, it was a cult classic and one that is sought after for PlayStation collectors. Clock Tower 2 had some issues in the States. There were some issues with gameplay, and some other people really criticized several things about it. There's corrected various translation errors, clarified the 8 in-game hints, fully restored Japanese voice acting with the ending a full motion video subtitled. So it's a lot of differences with the Ghost Head hack, and you can find out more information about that online. But yeah, if you're a fan of Clock Tower series, I'm not the expert here, just going off some information given online. And what do you think? In the comments below, definitely let me know. Many of these games are on pre-order at Project Retro Games, and this one has only 50 copies. So just a heads up, I'm not too familiar with this game, but what I played of it so far, I really enjoy it. And it's Missurna Falls. This is one of the first open world adventure games offered on the PlayStation 1. I do believe it came out in 1998, only in Japan, and now it's been translated and offered on physical copies. Pretty sweet. Again, this game is something that is just truly unique, and one that we didn't get here in the States. Japanese gamers got some amazing stuff over there. And you know what? It's pretty cool. The game focuses on the search for a lost classmate in a small rural American town. It was never localized, but in 2021, an English language fan translation project was completed and released to the public. The game takes place in Missurna Falls, a fictional town in Colorado near the Rocky Mountains. So on Christmas Day, 1995, a young girl, Kathy Flannery, is discovered unconscious in the forest, apparently attacked by a bear. And so soon after, high school student Emma Rowland goes missing. Emma's classmate Matthew Williams becomes involved in the mystery surrounding the disappearance and the dark secrets of the town. So check this out. I think this is fantastic. It comes with a cool map, And check out the other games and offerings on Project Retro Games. The link is below. So what do you think? In the comments, let me know. What do you think of these projects? And as always, thank you so much for coming to my channel. If you like videos such as this, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button and clicking the bell as I'm uploading videos every week. You folks are wonderful and beautiful. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.